on now, you can't even do this. Look.
I've seen it transform my brother's life, like on a very plant as medicine kind of way. Um, I grew up Mormon and have been Mormon my whole life. So cannabis was not something that like I saw casually around a lot, except through my brother. Felipe, of course, has been moving weight since he was 17. He's like a big player. And so this has been an education for me a lot in how the industry works and how the people operate. And then, of course, seeing how much it's like everything else when it comes to supply chain, business deals, marketing, packaging, products, but with this deep, deep overlayer of being so focused on the people and so relationship driven.
So
So that
so so far, have you been through any pitfalls? And you know what I'm saying, I see you climbed any mountains you didn't climb. That was kind of heavy for you.
any pitfalls. It has. It's been cannabis is wild, guys.
Yeah,
Cannabis is
yeah,
fucking
yeah. I know.
wild. The things that like
It's a tough race to run.
Right.
wow.
Gotta have
It's a
patience.
marathon. It ain't a sprint. It's.
Gotta have patience.
You gotta have experience. You gotta have rapport. You gotta. You have to have empathy, not sympathy, when it
Yeah.
comes to that. Like you really gotta understand what a lot of us have to go through.
Hmm.
And if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Um, if you think you know, you probably don't. But if you actually know, we all know the
Yeah.
struggles of it. It's not an easy business.
It's not an easy business.
There's not a lot left either after this year. With the amount of licenses that did not renew.
60% in California did not renew. That's
That's a
crazy.
that's a big number.
That's a big number. I mean, we shut down a license that we had here in San Francisco that was cultivation. It was just too hard to work in the city. It was too hard.
I mean, the red tapes they make it very difficult for any revenue to be made,
Oh
right?
my God, to just run your business at all. So yeah, so I'm really fortunate. Like the people that I work with are really experienced in this space. So, we already talked about Felipe. He's an incredible mentor. And then we've got Dan Adler Golden, who's one of the founders, and he's our chief business officer. And he started like in the East Coast out in Massachusetts and then came this way to like really make it in weed. And his like approach in managing, like we were saying, with the people first and the relationship first and empathy first and like always having a very like measured. But I've been really fortunate to have some great teachers to like show me the ropes and that I can rely on to like get guided. But it doesn't mean that like I haven't fucked up, and it doesn't mean that like I haven't done things that I could have done better, but at least I know I have a really supportive network, both like inside node and outside node of people who are trying to make sure that I'm doing right and are open to let me know.
So, what would you tell another person trying to get into this game, even though you're still fresh in it? Like I say, it's good. You gotta have patience. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Them glory days gonna come. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, what would you tell somebody trying to get to where you at right now?
You know, so I come from a long line of frontier people, right? So like my family settled most of the Southwest. My dad's family, they were the largest landowners west of the Mississippi, used to run cattle from Idaho to Texas. And when I think about cannabis, I think about all the stories that my family used to tell about what it was like to settle the Southwest. So I think what I would tell anyone who wants to come into cannabis right now is like you're not just a pioneer, like you got to be a fighter. You got to be ready to like really believe in your mission, and you got to be like you have to be mission driven to be in the industry right now. Like if you're in it, it's because you believe in it. This isn't this isn't where any of us are going to be making big bucks right now, and we're not in it for that. If we wanted that, we'd be in somewhere else. We'd be in fucking AI
Right.
rolling some VC guy on like a chat GPT wrap that's going to like design a better PlayStation logo for you. um there's more money to be made in easier places and easier ways. Everyone who's in it right now, it's because we feel called to it. So if you feel called to it, do it. We need more people. We need better people.
It's a passion-driven uh, type of work, you know.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, I would ask you guys the same thing, right?
Yeah,
Vel,
but
if she's asking us the same stuff, I mean, yeah, it's like
oh, I mean, no, I know the struggles of it. Shit, how shit, man, come on. I know the struggles of it. It's like I said, like she say, it's hard. I mean, it's not hard. It's easy. You know what I'm saying, but you just got to be in it. You know what I'm saying, for what you in it for. Saying like if you in it for just the money, you ain't finna see no money right now.
You're gonna be so pissed
You ain't finna see
if I
no
got
money
three
right
days for
now.
you.
You know what I'm saying, but if your heart in it, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna continue to push it because you know what I'm saying. Like I say, that yellow brick road is there.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but it's I'm saying government. Whew, man, I'm gonna keep you. I don't want to get sanctioned, so.
I mean, it's the only struggles I had, you know, growing in the city was just always being under a rental. You know what I mean? And then you're always, you know, the amount of times I've had the inspections and you've had to get the U-Hauls, you're on week 6 or week 5,
Gotta
and
go at
you
certain
got to
times of
do
the
the whole
day.
strip down and
Yeah.
bring it back up, and then now you see we're all like I said, if you know, you know.
If you know, you
And like
the
I
power that landlords have over you, and just like it's tough. There's nothing like it.
the things I miss the most about it though, even though with all the stress and like when you have to take down and do the trimming and everything, if you're doing it all yourself, it was therapeutic.
Yeah.
You know, it was like the one thing in life
Put some
that
nice music
it,
on.
it
Mm-hmm.
what you put into it is what came out,
Yeah.
right? And it I don't know what was so beautiful about it, and just the process of taking something from the beginning, even if you're doing seed, even if you're doing clone,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter, but that evolution and the growth till it comes out, and when you get like that beautiful harvest you've been waiting for, right? And it comes out and you're like,
Yeah.
that's why I did it.
That's why I
I
did
mean,
it.
that's why I did it. Me, I never really grew for anybody but myself.
Yeah.
I grew to my standards, what I like to smoke, what I wanted, and then it tended to circulate out, and people like the standard. And I think people stopped doing that and started growing more commercially rather than,
Growing for the broker.
right, like more packs, more yield. Well, I like I really don't care how many, like you can have 30 packs, but if they all look like shit, like, I mean, what are we supposed to do here?
I
You know?
know.
I mean, but if you have 10 packs that are solid,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you tell me the number. I mean, at that point, like, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you because it's what I want and it's what I haven't seen. And I think there's only a few brands, few companies out there that still hold true to that, but
Mm-hmm.
um that's
Commitment to quality is expensive.
it
Like
is.
for the growers, for the buyers, for everybody, it's like you have to be willing to say no a lot. I love what you said about what you put in is what you get out.
Yes.
And I think like that right there is everything. We were just at MJ Biz having very scientific conversations about the plant. And we have to remember that we co-evolved for 10,000 years with this plant, maybe even longer. I mean, you have to wonder how much did this plant train us in return, right? Our whole endocannabinoid system, how responsive we are, how it builds on not only our immune system and our sympathetic nervous system and our adrenal system, but how it amplifies the effect of other beneficial plants
Yeah.
around us. So I think there's something really powerful and beautiful about a returning to that connection, especially now. I mean, especially here in San Francisco, of all places, like when we feel so detached from like what even is reality anymore. Like I see people walking with Vision Pros down the street. Now, like Felipe has a pair of Vision Pros at home, but like let's let's think about like psychologically how removed we are from the core reality of ourselves as bodies in nature. And when we're building this, when we're growing this, when we're selling it, when we're thinking about it all the time, I don't think there's anything that feels more life affirming than being able to be a part of an industry that's
Come on now, you can't even do this. Look.